Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another match preview. Celtic against St Mirren tomorrow night in the Scottish Premiership match day 3. A game where we need to recover from a poor result at the weekend, but also a pressing issue to discuss before we get onto that game. Right, okay, I'm just going to jump into the story that everybody's going to be asking me for, because I can tell the comments section is going to be full of it if I don't address it, and if I don't give my opinion. Of course, I was very vocal in the last couple of videos about what I thought of the Aberdeen players, and breaking the kind of the COVID sort of, for the, you're allowed to go to the pub, we've been through this, right, but as a player, as a team, and players with responsibility to ensure that our league gets to continue, and getting paid that much money, blah, 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 I've said it all before, you don't need me to say it again. It was pretty bad. But now we find ourselves now as Celtic fans looking at a situation which is, probably worse than what it was with Aberdeen in Bolingoli. Now, if you are new to the scenario, if you don't know what's happened, basically, Bolingoli took 4 days away from Celtic to go and take a secret trip over to Spain. I don't know for what reason. I seen a cracking tweet saying it was to bring back Snus for Lenny. It could have been just to go to a wee nightclub, a wee bit of the sun, don't know what it was. There's nothing came out yet, and an investigation has been launched, but nonetheless, Bolingoli broke the kind of procedure, went over to Spain, and the worst part about it is he came back and didn't do the 2-week quarantine. In fact, he ended up on the pitch on Sunday against Kilmarnock. So it would be very hypocritical if for me to sit here and say we shouldn't be punished, because we should be. He has done something probably worse than the Aberdeen players. At least we can go to the pub. At least you can go to the pub without quarantining over here. The fact is, he's went over to Spain. You might come back here for 2 weeks and no talk to anybody. Well, that sounds a bit bad, but you know what I mean. You might sit in your room. You might sit in your jolly Ken Dolly. But he's not. He's not done it. So it's just shocking. I can't believe the amount of disrespect he's shown to his players, his teammates, his staff, his fans. And doing this, and also his opposition, he's put people in danger for all we know. Of course, he didn't test positive, which fine. He's not tested positive in the case in the testing, which means he hasn't got it. He wouldn't have spread it to anyone. But that's not the point. That's besides everything. It's absolutely shambolic. I think Bolingoli should be done with Celtic. A lot of people think this isn't the season to do this. We're on the brink of history. We're on the brink of winning 10 straight titles, and this idiot's away over in Spain for some reason. Why? A secret trip, it'd be bad enough if there wasn't COVID going about, but come on, 4 days away to go over to Spain to probably, see some hookers or something, I don't know. Unbelievable. I do think that he should be punished. I think Stephen Robinson made a very good point on the radio this morning in saying the league, the football itself should not be punished. The fans shouldn't be punished. These individuals should be the ones getting punished. And I do agree with Stephen Robinson saying that. I don't see why we would have to take a look back and strip away football and punish him. I think he should be done at Celtic. I think the first team is long gone for him. We've been crying out for a new left back anyway. I've always thought he's kind of hopeless, but my goodness God Almighty. But the same treatment has to go for Griffiths as well. A lot of people saying that on Twitter today. We can't treat Griffiths better than Bolingoli, and it is true. But there is a far bigger difference. Ultimately than throwing a wee party in your house and heading away over to Spain and then no doing the quarantine. But both of them should be investigated. Both of them should be given punishments. But I don't think there's any way back for Bolingoli now. Chris Sutton saying it perfectly on Twitter yesterday. Unbelievable. I just can't believe it. And why would you put such a big season in jeopardy? What if we got points to the office? What if we were given a 3-point deduction and Rangers won tomorrow night? And we were 5 points behind Rangers in the opening 3 games of the season. It would be horrid to come back from. Absolutely horrid. So I think we should count ourselves lucky. It should be a wake-up call for everyone. And I mean, that's 2 cases in the 1 week now where we've seen players take stuff into their own hands and cause an uproar. People really need to open their eyes here. I'm sure, I'm honestly, I'm not even going to sit here and think it's not the last of it. Players will do it all year. It's going to happen. But hopefully Lennon gets it across to Celtic that we need to. I mean, he can't help it. Bolingoli's done this behind his back, but unbelievable. Let's get into talking about the football now, because it has been rather, annoying news to receive over the past 24 hours. It's literally 12:36 PM My video is 10 minutes away from completed render. Everything about the St Mirren game was meant to follow this part on Bolingoli, and what has just happened? Celtic games have been called off for the next week. Celtic and Aberdeen games have been called off. Celtic versus St Mirren tomorrow night, off. Celtic against, I think it was Hamilton? No, Hamilton, sorry. I can't remember who might play the weekend, off. Nicola Sturgeon has came out and said they're done, we're not playing them. Which has just flipped everything. Thank you very much, Bolingoli. Excited to have Celtic back, excited to have football back. Our fixture schedule has now been absolutely gubbed, along with the Champions League qualifiers being thrown in, because of one act of stupidity. And you can actually hear the anger in my voice now. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This is what happens. One player's gubbed it for us all. Here at Celtic, which is just... Aye, Nicola Sturgeon's exact quote is, "Don't expect Aberdeen or Celtic to play over the next week. Consider today a yellow card. Next time it will be a red card." There you go. It's loud and clear now. I mean, I think it's a complete overreaction because Bolingoli is still negative. He's tested negative. I don't see why our games have to be called off. But I suppose it's a warning. It's a precaution. This is the kind of... They need to set this, or either that everybody's got to get away with murder. So fair enough. I can't exactly argue with it, but I'm absolutely fuming. Well done. Fantastic. Ruined it for everybody. And the club, Neil Lennon, the club should be furious. I'm sure Peter Law will be furious. Jason Leach, who's obviously one of the top scientists, he's been on and off the ball, recently said we've designed a bubble system because they are privileged. It's a series of breaches we have to get the SPFL, SFA and clubs to address. I'm just absolutely scunnered. So we don't know when we'll see Celtic back, probably next week at some point. Absolutely infuriating. And well done, Bolly. I'd release him. I would. I don't care if I'm overreacting. Get him to fuck. Absolutely. Just so frustrating. Especially because my video's sitting editing about the game. Madness. Oh well. That's it. Celtic games are off. Sorry about my Muhammad Ali horns. But this is just... I just don't believe it. You can just tell I'm gutted. I'm sure every Celtic fan will be gutted at this news. It's just madness. An individual player, as Sturgeon has said in a quote, "It's individual players who have made wrong decisions, but clubs have a responsibility. I don't want the football season to be in jeopardy. I want fans to enjoy supporting their team. I have a wider responsibility to the country. I ask people to restrict their lives. It's not too much to ask." It's been said. I can't blame her. But that is a completely irrational thinking from Bolingoli, and hopefully he regrets it. And hopefully he will regret it through actions that will, perhaps fine him or suspend him, whatever. It's just, I'm just so angry. I'm flustered for words. No football then, guys. Let me know your opinions in the comments below to this breaking news. Absolutely frustrating. I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted. And it's just a wake-up call for everyone around the league. Let's not fuck this up. This is meant to be a massive season for Celtic, and Rangers fans be rubbing their hands just now. Oh, Celtic are missing 2 games. They're going to have to claw them back at some point. They've got their qualifiers. No wonder. At least they've not had people jetting off to fucking Spain. Sturgeon has said that it's now up to the footballing authorities to take the final decision. I just don't think that they're going to undermine the First Minister. I feel like they probably will go with the proposal that she has put forward here and calling off Aberdeen and Celtic games. It might, be one of those ones where the board go, we don't see the need to, considering he's negative, we'll just suspend the player, we won't let him travel, blah blah blah. But it's it's a global crisis. It's so out of our hands and out of our imaginations what's going to happen here. It needs to go to a higher power. Perhaps replace St Mirren, who knows, but I think we'll all go forward with Sturgeon's suggestion of calling off the games, which is irritating, but the board will say tonight, and when they do, I will try and post a reaction or such. But for now, this is all I can give you as it happens live in front of my eyes. But hopefully by somehow the SFA or the SPFL will decide that we can play our games. That would be nice, wouldn't it? See you next time.